If you're dating right now, it's highly likely that you will be involved or be at least one time with a partner who you find out consistently jumps relationships. Like they are in a relationship with you and then for something happens, they ghost you, they leave, or they break up, and then before you know it, they're in another relationship. Jumping relationships is an effort to avoid dealing with issues, not with your partner, but within yourself. And not only that, jumping relationships is a classic sign of the way you attach to people. It's all part of the avoidant attachment type criteria. It's important that if you're one of those people that jumps relationships, that you find what's at the bottom, what the triggers are, so you don't continually jump them. Now, there is a lot, like if you tell somebody, I was with this person and all of a sudden we were out of it, they were no longer in my life, I don't know what happened, I thought we got along great. If you tell that to someone, they'll most likely say, yeah, that happens, and they can give you a whole lot of reasons that happens. But I'm going to give you more the therapeutic reasons why that happens. The first one is we live in a time when it's almost mandatory to be happy. And the grief that follows any kind of an issue that wasn't resolved in the relationship or through a breakup, let's say you broke up, nobody knows how to handle it. So they hook up with another person. It tends to be assumed that the best thing to do when somebody breaks up with you is to find a replacement. And that's why a lot of times you'll see somebody jumping a relationship. Even though the breakup might have just happened the day before, they'll be in another relationship before you can turn around. Before you can open your Instagram, you see them with someone else. Many people claim to have like an unconscious or a conscious desire to find a partner right away. Like they don't feel they're complete without it. They're totally dependent on having a partner with them. And also, they think they look more successful if they're with a partner. And there might be pressure during holidays, especially from family members. How come you're never with somebody? So they'll jump into a new relationship. It's also common for a new relationship to look really shiny and great, and the couple's getting along. And then when they hit a bump in the road, because the avoidant attacher is not used to that and they get so threatened, they may break up only to find another person. If you are an avoidant attacher, then it's important that you understand this is going to be a pattern of yours till you get to the bottom of it. And the reason is because you're terrified of being alone. Anytime a relationship is in turmoil, it scares the bejeebies out of you. So right away, you can't take the pain. You tell yourself, I can't deal with this. It's so overwhelming that you will get into another relationship. But that's actually the worst thing you can do for your mental health and your personal growth in finding a suitable match or a suitable partner for a long-term commitment. I think it's really important that you understand that when you attach anxiously, it's not your fault. It basically happened when you were a child. It happened with your caretakers. The way they attach to you is the way you're going to attach with other significant people throughout your life. And no matter what, it won't stop until you stop. Until you stop and allow yourself to sit in the pain and see what that feels like, what you can do, what skills you have to manage that, and then talk to a professional counselor about it and get some help so that you can resolve it. The reason it's important to live and stay in pain is that's how you grow. That's how we all grow. It's these painful moments when we grieve, when we realize healing, grieving is not a 1-day or 5-stage affair. It goes on and on. It's layers. And one layer will come off and you'll be in another layer. And what usually happens is you would typically hook up with someone else. You would try to create exactly what you had in the last relationship, only to see it fail miserably. So therapy is number one. Sitting in the pain of a breakup without going to another person for relief or to say you have someone is the second big thing. Journaling is so important. And ironically, it's important to remember the reason anxious attachers attach is they think it helps their self-esteem. It's just the opposite. Every time an anxious attacher attaches to a new partner that they feel can be stable, their self-esteem goes down, because it's as if the healthy part of your personality knows that you only hooked up again because you couldn't bear the pain of being alone. So work with a therapist. Tell them you're alone. Tell them you have a terrible time not getting in a new relationship. They will give you tips. They will help you journal. They will help you sit in that pain. They will help you understand that that pain isn't going to kill you, that it's okay. They're going to give you breathing techniques, calming techniques when you're in there. And not only that, when you are able to make it through that painful time, you're going to start feeling more confident, more self-assured, and your self-esteem is going to incrementally start moving upward, which is the goal in defining and growing a healthy relationship. Remember, all healthy relationships with others begin with the healthy relationship we have with ourselves.